today we are in Vail, Colorado doing another beautiful hike. We're Brad and Chloe, and on this channel we go on beautiful hikes like this and we talk about our house hacking and financial independence journey.
In this video we are going to talk about how we make the decision to DIY something or have a professional do it.
Yeah, this is an important decision for us, both money-wise, skill-wise, experience-wise. So we'll walk you through all the decision-making process we go through.
Alrighty, let's get hiking. Preface this with saying that you don't have to buy a fixer-upper or anything that needs work to get into real estate hacking. You can buy something that is turnkey, like a townhouse or something like that, just to save on rent and potentially get a little bit of cash flow.
If you do want to find a place that needs some work, here are just a couple of things that we consider. So first of all, it's really valuable to have the hands-on skills and knowledge to be able to actually touch, the drywall, studs, flooring, ceiling, whatever it is. And you get a much better appreciation and sense for what's going on in the house. And you also learn it's really not that difficult. It's really just toothpicks and paper, right? But once you learn those skills, it is also really important to gain the skills of hiring other people to do the work so that when you have more time, you can get more done in less time. With house hacking, sometimes there are renovations that are time sensitive that you need to get done because you need to rent it out. But if you're just living in them and they're not going to rent it out until maybe like a year or two, then you have plenty of time to really think through the process, take your time, not be rushed, and it's kind of like a more fun DIY project that way. Okay, but let's say that you do want to fix this place up, either it's time sensitive, either you don't want to do it yourself, or you just don't have any skills, then I think it's perfectly okay to gain the skills of hiring other people to do it. Now, finding these contractors basically comes down to your network. So when you bought the house, you most likely found a good real estate agent and a good lender. And those people, especially your real estate agent, will have most likely a good network. If they're a good agent, they're going to have a good network of great professionals. So like David Green says in his books, rock stars know rock stars. Very true. Once you find a good professional, they're going to know other excellent professionals. So it's still good to read the reviews online. So for example, most people nowadays have either their own business or their own little Google page. Chloe and I always go on Google and we read all the reviews, and it's pretty easy to tell from there if they're going to be a good fit. Okay, so you found a few good people for the job. Let's just say you need to paint your house, like we need to paint our house, and so we already got some quotes. So this is a good example. So we bring out at least 2, maybe 3 really good professionals that we know are going to do a good job, and we like to get some quotes from them. We know what we want, and we also have some questions for them, so it's kind of a good balance of like, hey, here's what we want, but also what do you think about here? Like, for example, what color do you think we should go here? And so you're kind of leveraging their skills, their professionalism to get a better result. And so you walk around the house, you show them what you want, and then okay, a few days later they'll give you a quote, and then you can take 2 or 3 quotes, ask them some questions, and then you can kind of get a better idea for who's going to be the best person for the job. Okay, another big thing, and maybe this is obvious, but you don't just want to hire the cheapest person. The cheapest work is probably not going to be the best work. Now, if it's among those 3 that you have pre-screened, pre-selected, you've got referrals from other rock stars, okay, maybe, yeah, the price is going to play a big role in that. But if you're just going out, the first things first, and trying to find the cheapest work, probably not the best idea because they're not going to give you the best work. In terms of DIY projects, you have to keep in mind the opportunity cost because yes, you're saving a ton of money in labor, but think about all the time you gotta do researching how to do it if you don't know how to do it already, buying the materials, researching and finding the materials, and then obviously the labor and doing the work. But hey, if you can do that, you're gonna learn a lot, like I said, and you're gonna save a ton of money. So for example, we don't want to paint our entire house, so we're gonna get that professionally done. But based on the quote we got for painting the cabinets in the kitchen, we feel that we can save a ton of money by doing that ourselves. So
just for context, the quote was about $2,000 to paint our kitchen cabinets, and there's not really that many. And we feel that that's an easy DIY project. You just gotta clean them, add some primer, really get in the nooks and crannies there, and then, really what you're buying is the paint material and all the tools for that, which we already have from painting our house earlier back in December. So this is kind of like the balance and kind of the thought process we do when deciding whether to do DIY or hire it out.
One thing to keep in mind is that when you first start out, you're probably going to trend a little bit more to DIY. You're going to have more time to spend on real estate in the beginning when you only have 1 or 2 properties, even just a small handful. You may be interested in trying to do all of the DIY work yourself. When you start to build a bigger portfolio, you're going to want to consider outsourcing the work a little bit more, because your time will you won't have as much time. So that's just something to keep in mind, that right now for us DIY has worked, but as time has gone on, we've realized we are interested more in having the work outsourced, especially for things that require tools, machinery, and experience that we don't have. So when we first moved in, we started out really focused on the DIY. We didn't have people living in the house besides us, and there were enough bathrooms. We weren't doing anything really to the kitchen to take a whole bathroom out of commission. So on our inspection, we saw that there was potential for water damage behind some tiles in the upstairs bathroom of our house. Some of the grout had worn out, they weren't caulked all that well, so they were kind of loose, and our inspector said there might be water damage back here. And initially, we were going to try and preserve the bathroom and just re-grout, maybe take those few tiles out and re-grout, and then re-caulk the shower and the bath. Of course, we get started on that and realize pretty quickly that there's significant water damage. So there was water damage to the subfloor, to the wall behind where all of the fixtures were, like the knobs and the shower head. And we didn't really have a choice, so we took it on. So it took us about 2 months to complete everything in the bathroom. We were both working full-time jobs as well, so it was weekends and nighttime that we were working on it. We took the whole wall out, took a section of the subfloor out, replaced it, rebuilt the wall, put up a new surround for the tub, and installed a new tub. And then we took out the vanity, which was very broken in a lot of places, and put in a new vanity and a new mirror and some new lighting. We also actually learned, this is probably the riskiest thing we did, was to plumb the whole bathroom on our own. We took it up from the drain in the bathtub. We redid all of the plumbing with shark bite fittings and PEX. It turned out well. We're very happy with the product, but it was a big learning experience for us to cut copper pipes, turn off the water to the whole house, install new plumbing, check for leaks, and just make sure in general that what we'd done was up to snuff.
Yeah, so Chloe's totally right. We spent a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of headaches, a lot of weekends not being here. Granted, it was winter, and on the bathroom. And so just think about the opportunity cost there. Yes, we learned a lot. We got a lot of tools. We saved a ton of money with labor, but we also spent like 2 months not renting the place out because we were trying to fix up the bathroom that the tenants would be using. So that's kind of the opportunity cost. And Chloe touched on this with the kind of the tools and machinery, is that, you can rent tools from Lowe's or Home Depot, but because of all our Home Depot and Lowe's runs, when we first moved into the house, we have so many tools. And a lot of them we probably only use once or twice. And, when we move, we'll probably just give them away or maybe sell them in a garage sale. But, you can think about with the contractors, they already have all the tools, and you kind of you don't really need to buy a tool that you're only going to use once or twice. So Chloe's totally right, and that the professionals have those tools that you can just have them bring, boom, done, and then you don't have to keep them in your garage.
And then there are some tools that you are never going to buy. So we had a backhoe come in to work on the patio, and there is no way that we were going to buy or rent a backhoe. That's just not something we're interested in learning how to operate. So that was a really good example of when we did not want to DIY it and we had somebody else come in and get it done.
I'm not sure if you guys can see, but there are a ton of mountain goats over here and around this whole lake. And they're not afraid of humans, and humans are not afraid of them. So make of that what you will. But these guys, right there, these guys are not rocks, they're mountain goats. Alright guys, we're coming through. There you go, get out of here. There you go. I know. Alright, Tully, but you're scaring them off good.
I think my scary noise did it actually.
Like Chloe said, if you want to just have volume, the best way is probably going to be to hire contractors, hire out a lot of the work. Reason being is you gotta start growing your network. You know, the old saying, your net worth is your network, or your network is your net worth. Which way does it go? Doesn't matter, it's the same thing. Is that, you know, once you start finding these professionals, these rock stars who can fix up this place for you professionally in due time, you know, you're gonna start using them again. And then when you start using them again, you're gonna start liking them more. You're gonna start bringing in more business. Probably give you some more discounts on it. You guys can just have a system going. On top of that, and this goes hand in hand with doing DIY work first, is that when you do DIY work, you usually have a really good appreciation for what something costs. So if something is way higher than what you know you can do it for, then you're like, okay, I don't think paying that much more for labor is worth it. I can just do it myself. Or if you start hiring out a lot of work up front, you're like, okay, hey, I know painting this wall costs $500. Why are you quoting me $2,000? You know, and then you just get a better idea of what to expect and frankly not be ripped off. And remember, like Chloe said at the very beginning, you do not have to fix up properties to invest in real estate. You can buy little condos or townhomes that most of the responsibilities in the HOA. There's plenty of ways to invest in real estate without fixing it up. But if you're gonna be owning property, chances are something's gonna go wrong eventually. So it's good to either have those skills to do it yourself or have the network, have the connections to know who to call when stuff comes up. And also have the reserves, have the capital to fix those problems when they do come up. You know, water heater goes out, furnace stops working, you're gonna wanna get that fixed quickly. If you've watched this far, you are already a rock star. Seriously guys, thank you so much for watching. Please comment on if you're interested in buying a house hack that requires more fixing up, or if you want to buy a house hack that is more rental ready. Please remember to smash that like button. Really ensure that that like button turns blue and does not stay gray. And also, if you haven't subscribed already, please make sure to subscribe. Thank you guys and have a great day.